Hi friends, so I forgot to mention how I set up the kanji schedules and the grammar schedules. So I want to go over that real quick. So for the kanji one, and different people are going to, feel differently about this one, but this is what I do. This is what I do. If it works for you, that's great. If not, you can set it up however way you want. And that's the great thing about Renshu, right? It's completely customizable. So what I like to do is, again, I like to set the quiz size to 10, and I set the daily study goal between 1 and 3. Because I don't like to. The thing about the really nice thing, the really powerful thing about Renshu is that once you learn a kanji, it will go back and update all of your cards that use that kanji, right? So let's say you learn the kanji for sun, right? And it's used in words like day and anything to do with what day it is, stuff like that, right? Then journal, that sort of thing, then it will go back and update all of the words that have that kanji automatically so that you can keep practicing that kanji in the words that you are learning. Right? And that's so powerful because you don't have to go back and make new flashcards for every word that you've now learned the kanji for. So that's one thing I really love about Renshu. But it also means that it'll kind of add a new layer of mastery, which can affect how often you have to review that word. So for example, let's say that you learn the word day, and it's a cakewalk now. You see it, you're like, oh, that means day. And so you hardly ever see it come up in your reviews anymore because your mastery of it, or how well you know that word, has gone up. Well, when they add the kanji to that card, then you'll start seeing it in reviews more often, right? Which makes sense because, that kanji might not be too familiar to you. So you get to review that word a little more. So I like to set it to 1 to 3. And then, once you feel more comfortable learning kanji, then you could bump it up a bit more and do a few more kanji a day, right? But let's say, let's start small, right? I like to start small. And if I feel comfortable, I can always, raise it. But if I overload myself from the beginning, then it can feel overwhelming and I'm more likely to quit. And the number one thing you don't want to do is quit, right? So set it something small. And I will set this to one new term per quiz. And I will set the max new terms to 1 as well. And then here's the part where it might be controversial, because most people tell you that you need to memorize the onyomi and the kunyomi. I just don't. Because once I learn them in vocab, I tend to be like, oh, that's the sound this word makes, this kanji makes, and it just kind of, I learn it organically is what I'm trying to say, right? Now, later on, there are times where it's helpful to know this is the onyomi and this is the kunyomi, right? But, I mean, if you're struggling to even launch yourself on your journey to Japanese, then don't worry about it. You can get by without having to worry about it. The most important thing is that you know the kanji's meaning. And as you study them as vocab, it'll be easier to remember what the word sounds like anyway. And another reason why I don't stress about memorizing this is the onyomi for this kanji and this is the kunyomi for this kanji is that in different words, it'll use different ones. So in some words, it'll use the onyomi. In some words, it'll use the kunyomi. And in some cases, there's 3 of each, right? Some kanji are crazy. They have 3 kunyomi and 3 onyomi, and some have even more. And it's I can't remember all that, and I'm not going to stress about it, right? Because I can study Japanese without stressing about it. So what I do is I just click on the kanji's meaning. That's all I'm worried about, because as I memorize words, the sounds start to come to me anyway. Like if I learn like 10 words that use the kanji for person, right? Then eventually I'm going to be like, "Oh, okay. So when I see the word for the kanji for person, it's going to sound like nin or jin." And maybe there's more, but those are the ones I see the most. And as long as I can, as long as I know the right one for the right word, then that's all that really matters to me. So what I do is I click on kanji, hit save, and we're set. As for grammar, okay, so the thing for grammar in Renshu is I don't feel like Renshu is the best tool for studying new grammar. I think Renshu is super powerful for studying vocab and new vocab. But for grammar, for me personally, it's easier for me to study through a textbook or grammar book or a video or a class, right? But I don't feel like Renshu is the best for learning new ones. But it is kind of nice to review sentences that use the grammar that I learned, right? So I generally set this to something small like 3. Mine is currently set to 3. Quiz size, I'll do like 10. But study goal, I'll set to 3. Just because my main focus with Renshu is vocab, not grammar. So I set it really low, like 3. And new terms per quiz, I will do 1. I really do. I only do 1, and I do study goals 3. And that's all. Max new study terms 1. See, they have 100. I'm like, that's crazy. 1. Why can I not? Right, there we go. Number 1. Okay, save settings. And here we go. Now we're all set. And I think in the next video, I will show you what these decks look like.